What's going on, y'all? This is Brandon, aka the Port City Attorney. Today, we're going to be reacting to a clip from the TV show Support Court with Judge Vonda B. Without further ado, let's get into the episode.
All rise. Judge Vonda B court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1035, Smith case.
I hadn't seen this yet. I like that off the bat. So typically, case numbers in courts typically correspond with what it is. So in North Carolina, where I'm an attorney, CV is civil. So it's usually CVD, civil district, or CVS, civil superior. Criminal, CR is typically criminal district, and CRS is typically criminal superior. I like the VB for Vonda B. I like that. We're off to a good start.
Okay, Ms. Smith, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, good morning. I come here today to try to get his child support raised. I believe that he has some income that he's actually not reporting. We kind of try to make it work not too long ago, and when I was at his house, I found a bunch of pornographic movies.
Pornographic movies, eh? He was watching them? Or is my man becoming the next Johnny Sins? Who knows? Let's find out.
You mean make it work?
We've been separated for a long time. Our son's 11.
Okay.
But we kind of got back together, and he has a bunch of like pornographic movies in his house.
I'm afraid you're going to stab yourself in the eye with that pen.
Sorry.
I just don't want you to do that.
He's the
Nobody in the background looks happy to be there. My guess is that they would be extras, or maybe they're waiting for their course, but not a single person in this video looks like they're happy to be there, including the plaintiff and defendant.
main character on the movies with all these
Main character energy. My man is the next Johnny Sins. He is going at it, going in. Literally.
different women. And he is saying that he's, that I can't be mad at him. It's not cheating if he's making porn. And some of them are in our bed. And I said, well, it doesn't work like that. You can't, just because you're filming doesn't mean it's not cheating.
Look at the judge's face. She wasn't thirsty. She had to take a drink not to laugh. Yeah, so, you probably want to get your partner's consent before you enter into the adult entertainment industry. Nothing wrong with, being a worker in that industry if, that aligns with your moral parameters, but you want to make sure that you get the consent of your partner because it does involve some, behaviors that they may or may not be approving of.
And I said, you have to be getting paid for it to actually be a porn star. And he said he was getting paid for them. And there's tons of them.
Quick question. Does that take him from amateur to professional? I don't know the distinction. Like I know, like in sports, amateur, you don't get paid typically. Interesting.
So you believe he's getting paid from that?
Mm-hmm. And plus, his business, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's almost close to 100,000, give or take.
He said, hey, I'm making money, but it's not that much. Maybe it's more. Ooh, I don't know. I need to stop interrupting. Maybe it's more.
Okay.
So I feel like I get a measly $600 a month from him. I feel like
So
something's
that's how
not
much
right.
his child support is
Currently.
set at right now?
Yes.
Okay.
We went through mediation at the child support office.
Yeah.
So, but that was, he's
How long ago was that?
He's 11, and I guess 10 years ago.
Typically, child support comes up for review, at least in North Carolina, where I'm an attorney. It comes up for review at least every 3 years if the child support agency is the one that is involved in collecting it. Because a lot of things can happen in 3 years. You can lose a job, you can make more money, you can gain jobs, you can do side jobs. A lot can happen in 3 years. So typically they come under review every 3 years.
Oh, yeah,
He was little.
that has been a while. You've been way overdue for a modification for a number of reasons. So, about this income, is what she's saying true? Does it include that?
Well, it's payment in one way or another.
Is a yes or no?
No, ma'am, I'm not getting paid technically.
So that means so you're lying and
So
you're
you're
cheating
doing it
on
for
me.
free? Well, you know what? Never mind. That's not my business.
She started getting into the Inquisition mode. I like it.
I'm sorry. That's not my business. So your business, where you do make the money, she's talking about the $100,000. Do you make $100,000?
No, ma'am, I have 85 to 90,000 on the high end on a good year.
Okay. All right. What is it that you do?
I'm a mechanic.
Mechanic. Okay. All right. So you said 90 on the high end.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Your Honor, is there any way that we could subpoena his financial records for?
So I'm sure the judge is going to address this, but you need to come to court prepared. If you think that there's financial records that that might show that they have more income than what they actually have, or they're saying that they have, you need to initiate and what we call promulgate discovery, subpoena those bank records, all of that before you come into court. Like I said, the judge is probably going to address that, but the court cannot just issue subpoenas sua sponte during the middle of a hearing. That should have been done beforehand.
For the porn thing?
Well, you can. I'm not going to do a subpoena on anything like that. I don't want to see it. Yeah.
I think she was going in a whole different direction. Like she was saying, like she thought she was asking her if he would subpoena the videos, and Judge Vonda B was like, I'm not watching that. But obviously, more likely is what she's saying is that they want to get a hold of any sort of financial institution records.
You can do that though. Yeah, if it exists, you can do that. But subpoenas aren't free. So I hope you know exactly what it is that you're looking for.
Well, there's so many of them, and he told me that he's getting paid for them, and there's like thousands, not hundreds,
Okay.
thousands of DVDs with him in there on our bed.
I'll tell you what, once you find some sort of income, some paper trail that shows that, then if you were to bring it back in court, we could entertain it then. But as of today, unless you have some sort of proof that shows that he has income from that, and unless he tells me otherwise, I can't really go off of that. I can only go off of what he told me. And he said 90,000 on the high end. I think you're in pretty good shape. What do you do for a living?
I don't work. I take care of our kid.
So you're a stay-at-home mom? Mm-hmm. And she's 11?
He is.
He is
yeah,
11?
uh-huh.
He goes to school?
He does.
So what do you do during the day?
That's a good question. The court in this instance has the authority, or potentially has the authority, to basically impute some sort of wage on her, basically saying, hey, look, with your experience in whatever industry you used to work in, you could be making, say $12 an hour, at least 20 hours a week because your son goes to school, during the day. Therefore, you should be making X at least. So we're going to say, for the purposes of the child support worksheet, which calculates, how much each party should be paying, that's where the baseline is going to be. It's not just going to be zero. You can't be unemployed or intentionally underemployed, and then just in order to get your child support reduced or increased.
Nothing.
You don't want to work?
No.
So you're just living off of his child support?
I am. And we live with our mother.
And you're proud of that?
Well, we were
Dang, I love it. I love it. Throw the shade. And hey, I'm sure he has a problem with that because she's not supposed to be living off that money. That money is child support, not support for her. So $600 might not be enough, but she's not contributing anything for the support of the minor child. She's contributing zero at this point. Her parents are the ones that are actually putting a roof over the child's head. That's an issue.
living with him, and I was a stay-at-home mom. He made the income.
Okay.
But, I mean...
But you can work now, right?
I can, but...
So it's no but you can go get a job, right?
I could, but I'm not going to. My rent's free. My food is free. I mean, my mom's a homeowner. We don't have to pay nothing.
I don't think you know how home ownership works. Maybe it's paid off, but there are certainly expenses, even if you don't have a mortgage, such as keeping the electricity on, all the other utilities, water, power, all this stuff, plus property taxes. She is a very entitled person with a very skewed vision of what reality is for most people, I would imagine.
Okay. I'm not going to go there with you today because obviously you're able to
I went there for you, Judge. Don't worry. I got you.
work.
I'm able, but I
And
don't
you
want
should work, but again, that has nothing to do with me today. What we're going to do is talk about the modification of these numbers, all right? So your income has increased. It's increased about almost $400. So based on you saying that you receive about $90,000 on the high end, it
Yes,
brings
ma'am.
your gross to about $7,500, which your net is $5,465.22. That would bring, health insurance. Who covers health insurance?
I do.
And how much is that?
It's 110 a month.
Okay, 110. So what I'm going to do is give you credit actually for the health insurance coverage for the child.
I really hope she gives him credit and imputes some sort of minimum wage at least on that mom, because she's basically said that she is intentionally underemployed or unemployed rather, just because she doesn't want to work. That's not how life works. You have to be able to work and support your children. You can't just have the other parent doing all the supporting.
So that would slightly bring your child support down. And
Down?
monthly, yes, slightly. It's still expensive. $1,093 a month is what he would pay in child support.
That's it.
That's it. Well, it would be more if you get a job.
He would pay more if I got a job?
No, it would be more for the child if you got a job.
Your Honor,
Ma'am, no.
You don't
no,
understand.
No, you don't understand. I'm basing his child support increase off of what it is that he makes. Nothing
He
more.
makes more than
nothing-
that.
Until you bring me something in here to show me that, that's what I'm going to base it off.
The burden is on the moving party in this instance. If she is alleging that he is making more than has been presented to the court, she has the burden of proving otherwise. Just he said, she said is not going to cut it.
Your Honor,
And again, you can work.
Can
so
I say
suggest-
something?
No,
Please.
ma'am. Only thing I need you to say is, Miss Vonda B, I'm going to go find me a job. That's all I want to hear. If it's anything else other than that, I'm not entertaining it. Pertaining to what I just said, do you have any questions?
I will go look for a job. But please,
Great.
Please hear me out on one thing.
What is
One
it?
thing.
Make it quick.
I promise you I'll make it quick. Let's say that you have
The what if games can go all day. All right. Don't play what if games with the court. If you're in court and you're representing yourself, just, get to the point. Don't play what if games with the court because they're probably going to get pretty annoyed at some point.
a battery-operated vibrator.
You know what?
What?
We're done
Yeah.
right there. We're done. Is
You're-
there anything further
You're
from
about
you,
to
sir?
climax.
Okay. Well,
The
ma'am-
batteries go out.
Okay, thanks.
That's him.
Okay, great. Let me tell you what we're going to do.
What does that have to do with child support? What?
You all are done, and if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed. Thank you. I just want to go over what you all witnessed in the Smith case. So here, mom was bringing dad to court seeking a modification of his child support. Well, as you all have heard based on previous episodes, under Texas law, you can modify child support for any type of material and substantial change. Well, here, the material and substantial change was dad's increase in income. Because dad was making more money, it was that simple. His child support was increased.
So, Judge Vonda B explained her ruling at the end. Again, I'm an attorney. I'm not an attorney in Texas. I'm licensed in a couple jurisdictions, but Texas is not one of them. So in North Carolina, where I primarily practice, child support can be modified for any material, substantial change in circumstances, or, it's eligible for review every 3 years. Like I stated earlier, imputing some sort of income typically happens on one of the parties if that party is not working or they are underemployed. Now, an important thing that I have to point out that wasn't mentioned in this episode was the status of child custody. Status of child custody plays a huge role in child support court because it could determine the amount of support. Here in North Carolina, we have what is known as Child Support Worksheet A and Child Support Worksheet B. Now, Child Support Worksheet A is used in primary custodial circumstances only, meaning that, you know, one parent has the primary custody and the other parent has like every other weekend, kind of, you know, what a lot of people are used to. The other one is more of a 50-50 custody situation. And because the parties each have the child, you know, almost equally, it doesn't make it go down to zero, but there is a calculation and the amount will be far different than if the child was in just one parent's care the entire time. All right, that about wraps it up for us. Remember, if you're going to go to court, the burden is on you to prove whatever you're setting out to prove. So you need to have all your evidence, you need to have all your information, all your witnesses, everything like that prepared before you go into court. Don't play what if games, don't over answer questions, and make sure you follow me for more tips, breakdowns, reactions, and go follow all my other socials at Port City Attorney. Thank you for watching.